I've been kind of under the weather today, so I haven't really been that active out there in the bathroom. Just been kind of cleaning up here around the house. And it just occurred to me that when I pull that out of there, I get this. And I throw it away. But if you think about it, it's actually a precious natural resource because you can do things with this stuff. And I don't know if anybody ever has. Now, granted, it's not just the stuff that comes off of animal fuzz. It's got a little hair, both of the human and canine varieties in it, so that's a little bit gross. But still, there's things we can do, and I think we should try to do something with this just for fun, and just because I don't feel like doing anything else right now. So let's see what we can do. Ooh, that's really disgusting. All right, I'm going to call that one also a fail. It may have chopped it up a little bit, I can't tell, but it's certainly not. I think it did actually chop it up a little bit. Wouldn't call it finely divided, but seems to be not quite as adherent. Let's try grinding it dry. That's actually, I don't know if it's somewhat effective, but it appears to have done at least a bit of a job of separating the pieces. If you could do this with just the lint and get the hair out of it, it'd be a lot easier. Wouldn't have to do all this chopping. We're going to call that a product. Let's toss it back in our water here. I need to wash this before the better half sees what I did with her food processor. Because I'm something of an aesthete, I'm really not interested in gray paper. I'm hoping for white paper. So we'll just put a whole bunch of bleach in this stuff and let it sit for a bit. So I've done a nice water wash to get rid of as much of the bleach as I can, and I think I'm ready to try to make a product. It's kind of a uniform color. It's definitely not white. I guess the best way to get white paper is going to be to put white laundry in the dryer, but it's a better color than it was. Looks like the hair might have. The hair, it doesn't look quite as disgusting as it did. How about we just put it that way? We'll have to try making paper and see what we get. So, in theory, this is pretty straightforward. I'm sure in practice it's going to be a lot more difficult. All you got to do is get a nice suspension of lint and then pick it up on the screen. Don't worry about the towel. It's not a household towel. It's something I bought for another project that we'll get into later. Not very uniform. Also not very thick. Well, let's see what happens. Well, nobody's going to describe it as appetizing, but it'll be interesting to see what we get. Everything you're supposed to do is spray the shit out of it with some starch, so we'll do that too. That's really all I got. Let's call it a day. I couldn't end this video without trying to take it to the next level, so those of you who are squeamish are probably going to want to look away just for a second. I didn't really need a haircut, so I was only able to get just a little bit, but I think it's enough for proof of concept, and I'll wait a month and maybe I'll try it again. We're going to give that a few minutes. It's not unexpected. Apparently it's very difficult to bleach very dark hair. Again, it's proof of concept, so I'll do this. Come on over sometime and have a frozen margarita with me. Now that it's a little more pulverized, I'm going to let it sit in the peroxide for a bit and see if it gets any lighter. Let's see what happens if I try to make some hair paper. I gotta say, it's still hair. It's not lint. Yeah, it's hair. Well, we'll try it anyway. We'll just spread it out by ourselves. Let's look at the outcome of this particular evolution today. I actually did make paper. The consistency is very, very strange and exceedingly uneven, but it's verifiably paper. I would definitely call it paper. I wouldn't call it paper like this is paper. I'd probably call it paper like this is paper. The texture is much more like this. But I definitely call it paper. It's kind of cool. Definitely don't know how to release this stuff from my screen. It was a huge problem for me. I doubt I'll probably ever work on that again. It's just not really an area of interest for me. Those of you who are worried about this will be pleased to know that hair is still hair. It is not paper. You who are my correspondents will be pleased to know that if you ever get a Christmas card from me. I would like to point out that I did actually manage to change the color of that hair. If you see me walking around as a platinum blonde, you'll know where I got the idea. Anyway, I think I'm going to call that one a wrap. Thank you very much for the attention. This was really kind of a lark because I just didn't feel like doing it in my other normal stuff today. So if you'd like to like and subscribe, that's great. I'll send you a note right there. Thanks very much and see you later.